Husky owners don't own a dog. They survive a lifestyle. You bring home this fluffy, blue-eyed angel thinking, wow, this is the most beautiful dog I've ever seen. 12 hours later, it's hanging off the fence, singing its sorrow to the neighborhood, and digging a trench worthy of a historical battlefield. If you want to know what you've truly signed up for, here are the 9 habits every husky arrives with, no return policy included. Number 1. The destructive chewer. A husky with nothing to do is a demolition crew waiting for activation. Owners describe walking into their homes like stepping into a crime scene. Shredded cushions, wooden legs gnawed into sawdust, shoes reduced to damp rubber ribbons. And while it looks like misbehavior, it's actually a direct reflection of their background. You see, huskies were bred to run. Really run. Pulling sleds for hours across brutal terrain. When all that brain power and endurance has nowhere to go, it backfires. They channel all that unused energy into chewing anything that can fit in their mouths, or even things that shouldn't. One owner summed it up with painful honesty. My husky is destroying everything. 6 months of training, long walks, playtime, and he still chews the house like he's on a mission. The fix isn't scolding, it's outsmarting the boredom. Huskies thrive when they're physically drained and mentally occupied. So long-distance exercise, rotating puzzle feeders, chew-approved toys, structured play, and even doggy daycare can reroute that destructive instinct. If you don't give a husky a job, they'll create one, and your future becomes the assignment. Number 2. The escape artist husky. If you've ever owned a husky, you already know confinement is optional in their mind. You can have a tall fence, a locked gate, and a yard that seems escape-proof, and somehow they'll still find a way out. The thing is, huskies aren't running away from you. They're running toward anything interesting. Their sled dog roots wired them for long-distance travel, sharp problem-solving instincts, and a relentless desire to explore wherever their nose leads. In fact, one owner joked, I learned fast. Don't get a husky unless your backyard has prison-level security. They escape everything. I'm not kidding. They dig under fences, scale them like climbers, squeeze through gaps, push through weak boards, and some even learn to flip gate latches. The only way to keep a husky safe is to outthink them. Reinforce fences, bury wire or concrete at the perimeter, add locks to gates, supervise yard time, and seriously consider a GPS collar. It may seem excessive, but your job is to make sure roaming doesn't turn into disappearing. Number 3. The why are you yelling vocal performer. If you want a peaceful, library-quiet home, a husky will personally destroy that dream within 24 hours. These dogs talk loudly, dramatically, and with zero shame. Oh, and it's not just barking. They'll complain, argue, protest, narrate their day, sass you, and sometimes scream like a toddler who dropped their ice cream. However, this isn't random noise either. It's communication. They howl when they're excited, grumble when they're annoyed, yodel when they want attention, and launch into full-throttle theatrics the moment you enforce a rule they disagree with. One owner summed it up perfectly, saying, Husky owners know this well. When dogs can hold an entire conversation while pretending they don't hear a single command, it's both annoying and impressive. You can't teach silence. You can only teach less noise. Maybe. Exercise helps. Mental stimulation helps. A quiet command helps. But at the end of the day, living with a husky means accepting that you're sharing your home with a furry, dramatic vocalist who believes every feeling deserves a soundtrack. Number 4. The I heard you, I'm just not doing it mentality. A husky can look straight at you, acknowledge your existence, and then go right back to whatever they were doing as if the conversation never happened. That moment, the quiet, intentional refusal to cooperate, it's the core of the husky's stubborn streak. No, this isn't confusion or poor training. The reality is that huskies are built to think for themselves. Their ancestors had to make real-time decisions in harsh environments, often reacting faster than their handlers could command. That instinct still lives in modern Huskies, and it shows in the way they evaluate every instruction like a suggestion rather than a rule. In fact, one owner on a Husky forum explained it perfectly. Huskies aren't the type to do what you ask whenever you ask. They're independent, stubborn, and they trust their own instincts first. Working with that independence means adjusting your expectations. Short training sessions, fast rewards, and high-value motivation are essential. A Husky will follow your lead, but only if you give them a reason that beats whatever is already occupying their brain. Number 5. The high prey drive. You'll know the prey drive is real the day your Husky spots a rabbit and forgets you exist, your name exists, and the entire concept of leashes exists. That moment of total tunnel vision is classic Husky behavior. This breed carries a deeply wired hunting instinct, one that goes back long before they were family pets lounging on couches. Small animals, squirrels, rabbits, even the neighbor's cat, flip a switch in their brain that you can't negotiate with or reason away. It's not aggression, and it's not disobedience. It's instinct running on autopilot. As one Husky owner admitted online, "My second Husky I got a few days ago has already shown a strong prey drive. I wouldn't trust him around cats, bunnies, or anything small that moves." Managing this habit isn't optional. A secure leash, a fenced yard, and a rock-solid recall are basic safety measures. Never assume a Husky is trained enough to ignore a fast-moving target. Their instincts are ancient, and when they activate, the chase is already happening before you even process what they saw. Number 6. The sled dog syndrome. Some dogs go on walks. Huskies drag you into a lifestyle you didn't sign up for. The moment the leash clips on, their whole body shifts into work mode. Huskies were designed to pull mile after mile, hour after hour. And that wiring didn't disappear just because the snow was replaced with sidewalks. Once they feel tension, their minds switch to one command: go forward. No amount of heel convinces them that walking politely is part of the plan. In fact, Husky owners talk about this constantly. One owner said, "I know it's natural for Huskies to pull on a leash, but this is getting out of hand. We're at a point where I probably can't take him on walks just by myself." You're not going to erase the behavior, but you can redirect it. A front clip harness gives you leverage instead of a power struggle, and structured training teaches them that pulling gets them nowhere. For owners who want to lean into it, sports like canine cross and bike-touring let them use that instinct safely. The goal isn't to fight the pull, it's to give a place to go. Number 7. The counter surfer and food thief. There's a special kind of heartbreak that only Husky owners know: watching your dog casually walk away chewing the meal you just made for yourself. Huskies don't steal food the way normal dogs do. They perform coordinated kitchen heists. Their height, athleticism, curiosity, and survival-driven instincts merge into one unstoppable fridge-raiding force of nature. They'll stand on their hind legs, nudge open cabinets, flip trash can lids, and swipe anything edible the moment your eyes drift somewhere else. One frustrated owner summed it up perfectly, saying, "My Husky started taking food off the table whenever we're gone. I can literally run to the bathroom for a minute and it'll be gone." With Huskies, prevention beats pride every time. Clear your counters like you're prepping for a home inspection. Use trash cans with a locking lid. Don't leave plates unattended for even a second. A strong "leave it" helps, but management is your real weapon. Because when a Husky decides your dinner is now their dinner, the only thing you'll be left holding is the empty plate. Number 8. The digging dynamo. You know you're living with a Husky the day your backyard stops looking like a backyard and starts looking like an archaeological site in progress. One morning of unsupervised freedom is all it takes for the landscape to gain features you definitely didn't budget for. Huskies don't dig because they are bored or mischievous. Rather, they dig because their ancestors survived by shaping the ground beneath them. In the Arctic, they carved out snow dens to block brutal winds, creating cooling pits when the sun hit, and followed scents straight into the earth. That instinct still lives in every modern husky, and your lawn is the easiest place for it to reappear. A husky owner described it clearly, saying, "It's absolutely genetic. Huskies dig snow burrows like mini igloos. They are designed for it." Stopping the behavior completely is nearly impossible. Redirecting it is your best strategy. Create a digging pit or sandbox, hide toys inside it, and reward them for using it. Make sure they also have a cool, shaded place to settle when they're overheated. Do that, and your yard might actually survive the husky lifestyle. Number 9. The separation anxiety singer. There's a very specific kind of silence that scares husky owners. The silence right before the howl. Huskies don't just miss you when you leave, they unravel. Their pack instincts run so deep that even a quick trip to the mailbox can trigger a soulful, echoing serenade that sounds like it belongs in a documentary about lonely wolves crossing the tundra. And when the howl doesn't come first, the destruction often does. Pillows, doors, crates, nothing is safe when panic takes over. One owner spelled it out clearly. If you work long hours and don't exercise to train your husky, it can be destructive and loud to the point of injuring itself. Managing this is essential. Start by teaching your husky that short absences are safe. Combine gradual departures with stuffed Kongs, puzzle feeders, and a predictable routine. Some dogs may even need crate training or the help of a behaviorist to feel secure. Their dramatic songs aren't defiance. They're distress signals from a dog who believes their pack is incomplete without you. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.